Hi, it's public Bible reading questions time again, and this week Stuart Withers asks, can a reading be read too fast? How quick is too quick? Great question, and it addresses probably the most common issue that initially that Bible readers have to address, and that is the pace and the speed of their reading. And most often, there are some people who might read too slow, but the more common issue is people reading too fast. So the big answer to can a reading be too fast? Yes, it can. But why is that the case? Why do Bible readers read fast? Well, one of the most common reasons is because of nerves. You are standing up in front of people, you've got a slab of text you have to read, and the flight or fight kicks in, and so you just zoom through it and then get out of there. Even if you love it, there might be some nerves there that push that along. But another big issue is that the text itself doesn't give you any indicator as to how fast or slow it should be read. That's something you have to think about in your preparation. One of the big problems of reading too fast is it doesn't give people time to digest. I could explain it like this. If you just speak to people really fast, then you're just throwing the information at them and they're just coming and they don't have time to think about it, to understand the concepts that you're saying. It's like feeding people food and then they just eating and eating and eating, but they don't have any time to digest the food and they get stomachache and all that sort of thing. So now I said that really quick. I didn't give you much time to think about the ideas. And so if I wanted to say it at the right pace, I would say that it's important to read at a correct pace because then you give time for people to understand the concepts. You can read slowly and in a measured, deliberate way, and that helps people digest the individual thoughts and ideas that you're saying. A bit like feeding people food. They take one bite at a time, chew it, and move on. So now, the very simple answer is to think about your pace, not read too fast. Watch a video of yourself reading or a recording, listen to it, and think, did I read at a pace that people can follow and understand and digest? But that's sort of the entry-level teaching. Don't read too fast. Fairly simple. What I want to challenge you, especially those who want to be really excellent public Bible readers, is the next level up, which is not just thinking about slow down, but it's also thinking about the modulating your pace and your speed of reading for what is appropriate for the passage. Sometimes reading fast serves the passage. If there's a sense of pace and building and things moving and moving and moving and moving, then that having a bit of pace to it and speed really helps. It communicates the mood of the passage. And then when you stop and pause and let that pause hang and say something slowly and measured, then that draws so much more attention to that moment that is really important. And so I'm going to show you a clip of me reading a section from the book of Joel, the prophecy of Joel, from chapter 2. And it will give an example of how I modulated my speed to communicate some of the ideas in the passage. So watch it and think about it.
They attack as warriors attack. They scale walls as men of war do. Each go on his own path. They do not change their course. They do not push each other. Each proceeds on his own path. They dodge the arrows, never stopping. They storm the city. They run on the wall. They climb into the houses. They enter through the windows like thieves. The earth quakes before them. The sky shakes. The sun and moon grow dark, and the stars cease their shining. The Lord makes his voice heard in the presence of his army. His camp is very large. Those who carry out his command are powerful. Indeed, the day of the Lord is terrible and dreadful. Who can endure it? Even now, this is the Lord's declaration. Turn to me with all your heart, with fasting, weeping and mourning. Tear your hearts, not just your clothes, and return to the Lord your God.
Well, hopefully that shows you how you can use speed, both fast and slow, to communicate the mood, the emotion, and the meaning of a passage of Scripture. For your own homework, I want you to look up Philippians chapter 3 and just look at verses 4 to 7 and think about how you might read that and modulate your speed. Verses 4 to 6 is a bit of a list, so that can have a bit of a pace, but then it slows down at 7. And even the verses after 7 would do well to have this measured communicating of ideas. So have a look at that in your own time. Think about the speed that you read at. Ask other people's opinions. Do I read too fast? Do I read too slow? Watch or listen to a recording if you can. Ultimately, the goal is that we want to communicate and be faithful to the text. We want people to hear it, to be able to understand it, to be able to process it. And so we shouldn't ever read everything too fast, but we also want people to feel it. And so reading at different speeds can really help. So hopefully that's helpful to you.